Minnesota Twins' first home baseball game was played on April 21, 1961, but that 5-3 loss was the tip of a large and rocky iceberg. Minneapolis and St. Paul civic leaders, yearning for their metro area to be considered big league, had been chasing a major league team for almost a decade. It did not go smoothly. The St. Louis Browns, Philadelphia Athletics, New York Giants, and Cleveland Indians had been wooed unsuccessfully. In their pursuit, the Twin Cities' sibling rivalry flared up so that each built a major league stadium, but neither had a major league team. Civic leaders went so far as to back a new major league, the Continental League, which was to begin play in 1961 along with New York, Denver, Houston, Toronto, and other frustrated metro areas. To short-circuit the new league, Major League Baseball responded by expanding by 4 teams, but even then it looked like Minnesota would miss the cut. When the expansion meetings ended, however, Minnesota had their team. They weren't awarded one of the expansion teams, but the Washington Senators, owned by Calvin Griffith, were relocating to Metropolitan Stadium in Bloomington. To ease the political backlash of that move, the American League owners rightfully feared the nation's lawmakers retaliating with additional antitrust hearings or potentially punitive legislation. The D.C. area was awarded one of the 2 American League expansion teams. Griffith and the Twin Cities leaders had been talking about moving his franchise to the region for several years. In the face of pressure from minority owners and politicians, Griffith had never committed. However, with guarantees in place for attendance, moving expenses, and bank credit, the quest had finally been completed. The franchise which Minnesota adopted was a team on the rise, though not by a terribly high standard. The Senators had not finished higher than 5th in the American League since 1946. Their inaugural season as the Twins didn't change that trend. The team finished 70-90 and in 7th place in 1961. It also led to manager Cookie Lavagetto being replaced by Sam Mele, who would manage into the 1967 season. But Mele inherited a solid core of players. Catcher Earl Batty's work in the 1960 season had earned him Most Valuable Player MVP votes, and he would garner multiple Gold Gloves and All-Star Game appearances. Outfielder Bob Allison had been named Rookie of the Year just 2 years earlier, and would rank in the top 10 in home runs 8 times. Starting pitcher Camilo Pascual would win 20 or more games in 1962 and 1963, and be recognized as an All-Star 5 times. And 22-year-old Jim Cate was beginning a career that would end with 283 wins and 16 Gold Gloves. Each was capable of doing significant harm to an opposing team, but they were joined by an absolute killer. Harmon Killer Killebrew was hardly a giant,